Friend! Oh, new friend! Oh, friend! Please be my friend! Oh, friend!
Hello and welcome to Cheap Shot Entertainment. I am your host Luke and you are the Cheap Shot Nation. Join the revolution as we take you through everything that happened on NXT UK. The beautiful and prestigious Prediction League title has been designed after the NXT UK Championship. In fact, it's WWE UK Championship, and it's obviously led to NXT UK. It is number 11, and it took place a while ago. I think these things are pre-taped, but we're doing this on Boxing Day 2018, hence the Suplex City North Pole t-shirt that I'm wearing. Santa Claus has now been German suplexed back to the North Pole after doing his rounds on Christmas night, and we are here at Cheap Shot headquarters going to take you through all the action on NXT UK. You can join us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and like the video and hit the notification bell to know when we upload new content. And so without further ado, we're going to take you through this Boxing Day feud now. And so your first match of this episode of NXT UK is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. It is a women's tag team match with featuring Zia Brookside and Millie McKenzie teaming up to teenage prodigies here in the Midlands, in fact, one from Coventry and the other one residing in Leicester, although she is billed from Liverpool owing to her dad's place of birth in Liverpool. They're going against Charlie Morgan, a relative unknown in NXT UK. I think she's making a debut here, and Killer Kelly, who we've seen on two Mae Young Classics, on NXT US as it would be now, and of course on NXT UK. Very much the veteran of this match. But the match gets started with Brookside and Morgan going at it. Brookside gets on top early and uses her quickness against Morgan. Morgan escapes from the back corner tag. Mackenzie then comes in and hits a snap German suplex, a isolation of Charlie Morgan early on. Morgan does manage to escape the offence delivered by Zia Brookside and Millie McKenzie, delivering her own aggressive style of wrestling to Zia Brookside at this point. She then tags to Killer Kelly and hits a Fujiwara armbar, which is reversed by Millie McKenzie into her own version of the Fujiwara armbar, and goes for the win early on. There is a counter from Killer Kelly and a counter to a deadlift German suplex by Suplex Millie into the corner, and McKenzie hits the corner hard. And Killer Kelly then on top, hitting the ground and pound style that she is known for, the martial arts background coming into play. The pace has definitely slowed down at this point with Mackenzie on the underside of Killer Kelly's aggressive wrestling style. Mackenzie switches this into a German suplex again. There is a double tag. Brookside is in, Charlie Morgan is in. Brookside gets on top very early in this one. Killer Kelly poses a distraction. This allows Millie McKenzie, unknown to Killer Kelly, to hit the spear for Zia Brookside to get the pin and the win. A great opening match for NXT UK this week, and a great showcase for the ladies of NXT UK, who will have their first crowned champion crowned at the next episode of NXT UK in Birmingham, which is good. You know, getting some championships now, and it's really building up into something really, really good. I can't believe we're on episode 11 already, but great opening match, and there's more to come where that came from. The second match of the card features Ashton Smith and Eddie Dennis. Ashton Smith previously made Eddie Dennis go complete Welsh, and got really angry in his Welsh style. But Eddie Dennis is showing a really mean side to his persona here, and he makes a fantastic heel. Very recently seen him turn heel in Hope Wrestling, and that coincided with the episode where Eddie Dennis made his debut, incidentally, in NXT UK. But really impressed with Eddie Dennis, as I always am. Great fan of his. And Ashton Smith is showing me a lot of things that I wasn't expecting from him. Definitely a really good babyface at this point in his career. But throughout this match, Smith struggled to get ahead on Dennis, apart from the initial exchange where Ashton Smith gets Dennis in a very tight headlock. Dennis uses his strength to overpower Ashton. Ashton is not a small guy, but Dennis manages to overpower Ashton in the early exchanges. There is a suicide dive from Ashton Smith, at which Eddie Dennis catches a man his own size and plants him into the side of the ring. Now that is impressive. Not only does he have speed when he wants it, not only does he have aggression when he needs it, he also has power. And his reach and his stature in the ring is just a combination that could even topple Pete Dunne for the UK Championship. And I would love that. I love Pete Dunne, but Eddie Dennis is my boy. Well, Smith gets punished for his early suicide dives. He really struggles to get into this one. Eddie Dennis hits a cravat lock. Smith gets the second wind. He's cut off really quickly by Eddie Dennis. Dennis hits a top rope leg lariat after a dive to the outside. Dennis then goes up top, but he's stopped by Ashton Smith. Dennis slips down underneath. He managed to get him into the crucifix turnbuckle bomb, which is called the Seven Bridge, and into a neck stop driver for the win. We've seen this move many, many times, and it's never failed Eddie Dennis in his matches. But your winner in this match, quite impressively, is Eddie Dennis. Two great matches so far on this card. Difficult to choose between the two of them, but this match was absolutely brilliant. Even though it was short, it was still very, very good, and it's just going to get better and better in NXT UK number 11. I don't even know what I was trying to do there, but let's move on to the next match. And so your third match of the night on NXT UK is Saxon Huxley, and he is going against Joseph Connors, a feud that started the previous week, last week, on NXT, as Joseph Connors and Saxon Huxley teamed up to try and beat the two Welshmen, Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster. Came up short. At the end of the match, Joseph Connors attacked Saxon Huxley because he lost the match, basically, and this has led to this match. Out of the gate, Saxon Huxley does get on top of Joseph Connors, tries to get the upper hand nice and early so he can put Joseph Connors away. Nottingham native Joseph Connors, I might add, trained at House of Pain Wrestling, one of our haunts here on Cheap Shot Entertainment, and we've seen him a couple of times at those shows as well, which has been really, really cool. But eventually Joseph Connors gets on top and he shows his aggressive streak, his I'm number one, I'm looking after myself and no one else attitude, and basically he gets completely on top of Huxley. Huxley has a small comeback, but it's not enough to take the win. But eventually Joseph Connors hits a suplex, and This is followed by a sit-out spine buster. Connors then talks a bit of trash to Saxon Huxley before he hits the DDT variation, which is like a sort of a bear hug drop into a DDT. Saxon Huxley can't answer this. Joseph Connors is your winner, and he continues his momentum into his next match after celebrating standing over his fallen opponent. Joseph Connors is your winner, and we're going to move on to the main event. So your main event of the evening features Jordan Devlin, who has been on an absolute tear in NXT UK since making his debut, and he has finally got his championship match against Pete Dunne, the current reigning and defending UK champion, holding the title for well over a year, and it doesn't look like he's going to be unseated anytime soon. But this match lived up to the hype. Everything that I'd heard about it was absolutely fantastic. There's lots of back and forth action in this match. There's an early stalemate, straight forearm from Devlin catching Pete Dunne unawares, something that Dunne usually does to his opponents, but catching him out. Devlin then stays on top for a little while before Dunne comes back and starts manipulating the joints, the fingers, goes for an early stomp onto the fingers of Devlin. Devlin manages to get out of the way. There's a lot of strikes exchanged. Dunne tries to go for his top rope flip as Devlin chases him into the corner. This is cut off, hits a backstabber, and that is Devlin, and Pete Dunne looks done nice and early into the match and manages to kick out, leading to Dunne coming back into the match with Devlin then countering and Dunne countering Devlin. There's a couple of Spanish flies, one onto the inside of the ring standing, one from the ring steps, and one from the top rope. This cannot put Dunne away. How is he managing to do this? Dunne notably holding his back throughout the match, hurt it early on. There's a reverse Hurricane Runner, which still can't put Dunne away. Dunne is struggling in this match. Devlin is very much on top. Dunne eventually catches Devlin on a top rope maneuver after Devlin gets on top with a dive to the outside, gets him into a triangle choke. Devlin tries to roll to the ropes. Dunne then moves back into the middle of the ring and starts manipulating Devlin's fingers, which he has been working on for the rest of the match. Devlin eventually taps out after being in the triangle lock, and then later into a lock where Dunne sat on top of him, where he manipulates his fingers. He does tap at this point. He cannot hold on any longer, and your winner and still reigning and defending UK champion is Pete Dunne. So a great show for the Christmas episode of NXT UK. Fantastic from top to bottom. There's not much talking, not much build up in this episode. It's been 4 very, very solid matches, from the tag team match at the beginning to the championship at the end. Absolutely brilliant show, and we march on forward in NXT UK. So that is it for this episode. We've taken through everything that happened in NXT UK this week. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, suplex that notification bell, and leave us a comment down below, share us with your friends, and do all that stuff as well. So I'd like to thank you for watching. Going into the new year in Cheap Shot Entertainment, there's going to be a lot of really fun, brilliant, exciting things happening here at Cheap Shot Entertainment. So we hope you will join us, join that revolution, and click that subscribe button. And we'll see you next time. I've been your host Luke, and you have been Cheap Shot Nation. And this has been everything that's happened in NXT UK. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.